We have HyperX's Cloud Stinger S gaming headset with us today, and this comes in at around 6,000 rupees in India, which is around 82 US dollars, and we will be discussing more on the price, but before that, let's check out how good the headset is. Inside the box, you get some papers, you get the headset which will be useful, and finally, there is also a USB dongle that will enable the 7.1 surround sound. The design of the Stinger S is quite similar to the other Stinger headsets that we have seen, which means that it has a no-nonsense design that still stands out and is recognizable. It does feel well built. The headband adjustment has smooth clicks with metal inserts, the plastics feel flexible but strong, and the ear cup swivel mechanism also doesn't feel fragile, so durability shouldn't be an issue with this headset. The finishing on the plastic doesn't look very premium though, as it looks very plain, which makes it look cheaper than it is, and the silver printed HyperX logo also doesn't look amazing, but when you take this in your hands and touch the plastics, they do feel nice and sturdy. The cable is also quite basic, so no braided cable here, but I personally don't mind that, and the rubber cable is thick enough for it to not be an issue. The cable does terminate in a combined audio and microphone jack, so you will have to get an adapter if you want to plug them into your PC's audio jacks, but you can of course use the USB dongle that comes with it. The ear cups tilt sufficiently, and they also have a 90-degree swivel, so it is easy to put these around your neck when you are not wearing them. The microphone can be quickly flipped down and up in place, and it gets muted when you flip it away from your mouth with an audible click, which is nice. Even though you don't have finer adjustments for this boom extension, it does stay at an optimal position and distance from your mouth, and you can kind of adjust it. The comfort on the Stinger S is pretty good. Their weight is decently light at 275 grams. The ear cups have plenty of space and depth for my large ears with specs, and the pleather ear pads are soft to touch, and yet they have some firmness in them, so they shouldn't get compressed easily over time. Another thing that I appreciate about HyperX headsets is that they feature removable ear pads, and it is very easy to buy replacement ear pads for them, which I think is a very strong selling point compared to other headsets because they won't be unusable after a year. And now we are testing out the microphone on the HyperX Cloud Stinger S. I think that it sounds pretty good and very clear. Now we'll test how the flip up to mute functionality works on this mic. And now we have the microphone flipped down again, and you could see the mic got muted and it works well. By the way, do give this video a thumbs up if you are liking it so far. Finally, coming to their sound quality, they sound pretty good but with some caveats. So they do have good detail in their sound, but their sound signature is kind of tuned like a typical gaming headset. Their bass is very good and enjoyable. They do have a mild boost in the bass, which will make the explosions in games sound nicer, and even for music, it makes them sound fun. Their mid-range also has good detail in it. However, just like many other gaming headphones that I have reviewed, they do have a prominent boost in their treble, which I don't personally enjoy. Gaming headset makers usually do this because it can make gunshots and footsteps sound more noticeable while gaming, and some gamers also prefer this presentation, but I have asked people about this, and at least among the gamers who have knowledge of sound, a treble boost is not necessarily a great thing. This isn't something that will be an issue while gaming, but it can make them sound too harsh and sibilant when you're listening to music, because the treble boost will make the cymbals and hats sound harsh, and it also makes vocals sound a bit unnatural. But the good news is that the quality of treble that we have here is good, so if you use an equalizer, you can easily fix this by reducing the treble frequencies by 2 to 4 decibels, and that will make these sound very balanced and nice. Since this has a USB dongle that comes with its own software, I was expecting it to at least have an equalizer that would allow the less technically advanced users to easily tune them. The Ingenuity software is extremely basic, and it only offers 3 settings to control headphone volume, mic volume, and toggle the 7.1 surround sound. 2 of these settings you can of course also control without this software, and the 7.1 surround sound feature only helps in making the sound worse when you enable it, just like every other gaming headset that I have tested. So there is no point of installing this software, and if you want to tune these headphones to sound better, you can download a free software like the Equalizer APO. The soundstage on the Cloud Stinger S is decent. It's not too narrow or too wide, and even though I have used gaming headsets in this range that offer a wider soundstage, the presentation on the Cloud Stinger S is quite realistic, so these will be good for gaming and music. The gaming experience with this headset was quite good. You will be able to position the location of your opponents, and because these have good detail in their sound, the overall gaming experience benefits from that. So my overall thoughts on the HyperX Cloud Stinger is that it is a pretty good headset, and aside from the treble boost, which I don't personally prefer, this headset does deliver well in all other important areas. The software was a letdown, but personally I don't use gaming headset software anyways, so it's not a negative for me, and the overall sound is nice, the mic works well, the headset is built well, and with replaceable earpads, you also shouldn't face any issues with their longevity. The price tag of 5,990 rupees in India does seem a bit too high for what they are, but this is a price code that I got from HyperX, and they would of course tell me the MRP on this. The international pricing on this is around $60 US, but I have been discussing this topic of difference between Indian and overseas pricing with many brands, and because of factors that I don't want to get into, things seem to be pricier in India, and that is just how it is. But I will have links to buy this in the video description, so you can check out what they are selling for when you are watching this. Let me know what you thought about this headset in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you disliked it. Subscribe with bell, follow me on socials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.